Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Brandon and I'll be talking to you about the pros and cons of LED TVs versus plasma televisions. Now, many people are shopping around for new TVs and they don't know much about them. So I'm going to give you the differences between your LED and plasma TV, which are two of the most popular, but people just don't know which one to go with and what's going to benefit them. So for your LED TVs, they're actually use light emitting diodes, either fully backlit or around the edge of the screen, which give you a lot more energy efficient. The TV is going to be producing a lot less heat, which is better for it in the end, as well as using that technology, they can dim each individual bulb for certain screens, or if you're watching certain movies where they need to dim certain areas of the screen, it's going to look a lot better. One of the downsides is that LEDs are going to cost you a lot more because they are newer technology. So like any new technology, it's going to run you a little bit more money, but you do get that very good picture quality there. They also are much thinner and lighter than any other television, so easy for wall mounting. If you ever have to move it around, you're not going to need 3 to 4 guys like you did with the old tube TVs or the big rear projections. Also, the LED contrast is huge. It's nearly as good as a plasma television. That's going to be the closest you're going to get to the contrast of a plasma TV. Now with LED, because of that lighting and that high contrast, they also use a glossy screen on most of them to give them that more vivid, brighter picture. Now to plasma TVs, the one thing with plasmas is they use phosphors to emit the light in their pixels. This allows them to evenly light the screen and create very vivid, natural looking images. So it's a lot softer look than the LED, but it does give you a lot more natural. So if you're watching in a basement and the lights are out, if you're watching a movie, you're not going to worry about your eyes hurting from staring at that super bright screen, because plasma gives you a little dimmer of a picture. Not saying that's bad or anything, but that's one of the benefits, I'd say. One downfall of plasma that scares most people away is that they are susceptible to burn-in. Now, when you're playing video games, if you're playing it for, say, 8 or 9 hours straight, and that little icon in the side, that's going to do some burn-in damage. Potentially could. They have worked ways around that where they'll shift the pixels over ever so slightly so that you don't have to worry about that image retention. Plasmas do have the best contrast ratio. Like I said before, LEDs come very close, but they still can't get that contrast of a plasma television. There's just no way around that. Another downfall, which some people see as bad, is the glare on the screen. So plasmas do use glass screens, so you do get quite a bit of glare if you have a lot of light coming into the room. Now, Panasonic has come up with a way to not take away the glare, but they put little shells over their pixels so that way when you do get that glare, you're not even going to notice it because the picture's staying so deep in contrast that you don't have to worry about it. The biggest benefit to plasma is that you don't get any motion blur. They use 6 different 60 Hz processors in them, so it's always going to be able to keep up with whatever you're doing. So they are very good for video games, as long as you're not playing it for 8-10 hours straight where you get that burn-in. And especially for sports. So when the football's getting thrown down the field or anything like that, you're not going to have to worry about that juddery image on the screen. It actually does a very good job of keeping that away. Another benefit of the plasma is they are very reasonably priced, so you don't have to worry about spending $2,000 on a 50-inch TV. You can pick up a very nice TV for $1,000, under $1,000. That's going to give you a superb picture. So, in conclusion, many people are looking for new televisions. It's important that they understand the differences between the two and what's going to work best for them, kind of what experience that they're looking for. It all depends on what they're going to be using it for, whether it's movies, sports, video games, just regular programming. But it's just important to know the differences so that you can make the decision for yourself on what's going to work best for you. Now, like I said before, they're both great TVs, but it is up to you to decide what's going to work best for you. The LED is going to give you the brighter, almost near as high of contrast as a plasma, and they're going to be a lot more energy efficient. Your plasmas are not going to give you that motion blur. You're going to get superb contrast, deep black levels, but you do have an issue with some glare. So if it's going in a basement, that's a nice setting for a plasma. If it's in your living room, you can go LED. Now, either way, they're both great choices. I'd like to thank you guys for coming to my speech, and have a wonderful night.